hailing frequencies are open.
The Phoenix Files podcast starts now.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Phoenix Files podcast. Crew of Starbase Phoenix here. I am Trent.
And I'm John.
And I'm Multizon.
And we have another very special guest joining us on the podcast today to talk about some things, including his main character. Rorik is here, everybody. Hello, Rorik.
Hello.
Welcome. We're glad to have you on the podcast today. So let's jump right in and talk about your main character, Rorik Dunsworth. Tell us a little bit about the illustrious Captain Dunsworth.
Well, first off, thanks for letting me be on here. Okay, so Rorik Dunsworth. His full name is Clifton Frederick Dunsworth. Rorik is more or less like a call sign. He was born on a colony called Paradox. They were a little mining colony, like iron ore, something like that. Not very important. Only 66 colonists. However, now, of course, whoever's listening to this won't know this in game, of course. But on his 9th birthday, his colony was given a visit by a Klingon raiding party. He was the only survivor. And what made it even worse is that he held his own father as he died in his arms. Very traumatic. And so after that, he managed to get his send out a distress signal using like a Morse code. Most of the equipment was damaged, so that was the best he could get. Then after he was rescued by a Federation starship, he was sent to Earth to live with an aunt and uncle who more or less made it obvious that they didn't like him. So yeah, he took that personal. And when he had joined Starfleet, but when he was rescued, his records were destroyed and so he used someone else's date of birth to make him 1 year older because, like I said, it happened on his 9th birthday. So it's very traumatic for him. So he tries to avoid any reminders of the event. So when he joined Starfleet at the age of 16, I had to look up the age. He was actually 15. And so he went through 4 years. Yes, then went through another 2 for the command specialization. His first assignment was lieutenant, head of tactical for the USS Fate. Am I going too fast?
No, you're great.
No.
You're fine. Just keep going.
So he was assigned to the Fate. After serving a few years on that, he was transferred. He was promoted to lieutenant commander and transferred to the USS Liberty as second officer. And this is the same Liberty he got command of after a year of being on the ship. What happened was the first officer and the captain were down on the planet doing like a small survey. Then Romulans attacked. The first officer and captain were killed, but not before telling Rorik, as he is known then, just Rorik, to tell Rorik that he's in command. At first he couldn't believe it. He tried to save him, but he he wasn't fast enough. He admits that he wasn't fast enough, and he uses that to push himself next time. And so, after he defeated the Romulans, he took the Liberty back to the ESD, heavily damaged, and he got the Liberty Alpha, USS Liberty Alpha. And that's when he first met Commander Yolis Jarrus. I am probably mispronouncing the last name, but who will later become Mrs. Dunsworth. Commander Yolis Dunsworth.
And we have seen her a bit, and I think we'll dive into her character a little bit more soon here. But so that sounds like quite the traumatic start for Rorik. But he's been doing better lately, and clearly has gotten himself up to a good position. So he did recently get a promotion. Tell us what his new position is, and what does that entail? How does he feel about it?
Yeah, he was. Okay, so when he joined the fleet, a little bit after he joined the fleet, he served as head of security for a little bit. Then, for like 3 months, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And then,
something like that. That sounds right.
Yeah. Then he was offered the position as the XO of the tactical department by Fleet Captain Sproul. And he just can't see himself behind a desk, having a desk job. So that explains why he didn't just flat out accept it. After thinking about it, he finally whenever the people from the Legacy Armada, whenever those people came to our embassy for some role play, that's when Rorik walked up to Captain Sproul and said that he would take the position on one condition: that he continues to serve on the Liberty, that he doesn't get a desk job. Luckily, that happened. And what Sproul said was that he wants him to be his eyes and ears out on the field.
Well, that's not bad then. So he kind of got his wish then.
Yeah.
A bit of a follow-up with his work in security. Has there been any challenges, or how challenging has it been working in security for Rorik, given everything that's happened since the fleet's move?
Yeah, well, I can tell you that some of it was challenging. Some things were a little more personal than others, such as whenever the Lieutenant Kai's Moraz, I am probably butchering the name.
Oh yeah, Kias Moraris.
Kias Moraris. I keep calling him Kai's.
All those apostrophes, they are easy to throw you off.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Commander Catman.
Yes.
But back then he was just a lieutenant. Whenever he caught the grenade, Rorik ran towards him during the "If Shadows We Have Offended" finale.
That's
whenever
right, yeah.
whenever Kais, I'm just going to call him Kais. Whenever Kais caught the grenade and huddled up to it, Rorik tried to run towards him. He never got too close to him. He did catch some shrapnel that escaped. Nothing as serious as Kai's was, but it hit more personal than physical. Because of his past, he kept pushing himself to save as many people as possible. And that kind of took a toll on him, to the point of him drinking.
Well,
But,
in
yeah,
his defense, it's hard to save somebody who willingly hugged a grenade.
Yeah.
That is not much you can do there.
yeah. But at the time, it hit Rorik so hard that he had it set in his mind that he could have been faster. He could have done something. And that took a very big toll on him. And afterwards, Jaw found him in the lounge drinking.
She did indeed.
Yeah.
He was having a rough time.
Yeah. But like sometime later, he talked to Kais whenever he was able to wake up. And after talking with him, he went back to his ship, which is now the Liberty Omega. Yeah, he's gone through quite a few ships. Yeah. Yeah, we've had
That
the
seems to be the story for a lot of people in this fleet.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
have
he had the original who Liberty for one mission only. Then he had the Alpha, possibly the longest ship he had. Then he got the Beta. Something happened. They went to the Mirror Universe after they freed 6 of 9, his who is now his chief engineer. They went to the Mirror Universe, came back with a fleet assault cruiser. I mean, a mirror assault cruiser, not a fleet. And they named that the Delta. Something happened, like, I don't quite know what, but then they went to the Echo. And then during the Iconium War, Rorik was on the ESD. I know I've gone off topic from security to talking about ships, but please bear with me. I'll get back to the security. But he was on the ESD when the Iconians attacked. That's where he received his scar over his eye. He managed to get to the Echo in time. No, sorry. It's been called the Echo for some time, and I recently changed it to Epsilon to keep it in line with the more Greek alphabet. So he made it to the Epsilon, and after he helped repel, after the battle, it was critically damaged. That's how he got the Omega. All right, but back to the. Oh, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, given now the situation that we have with all of this Borg stuff, I imagine that this is making Rorik's job all the more difficult. How has he been preparing for this potential for a Borg attack on the fleet?
Well, he's as well as far as he can. Um, without any authorization, he's handed out remodulators to everyone who carries a weapon. So that way, whenever they adapt to the frequency, they can use that. That needs to be a must-have. But he's gone as far as he can without authorization. Basically, he's handed it out to his entire crew on his ship and to as much people as he can. I don't have a number in my head, but let's just say it's quite a bit of people with modulated.
He's working hard.
That's good. You're keeping people prepared.
Yeah. And it might seem kind of against regulations, but he has a sidearm that he doesn't use often, but it's a projectile-based weapon. But
Tarkin
I love,
approves.
yeah, yeah. but I've looked, and Federation tried to make a projectile weapon, so it's not completely against regulations.
It's
Yeah,
probably
to help
something
against.
Oh, go on.
Oh, sorry, what?
No, I just wanted to say that it's probably something with the fact that projectile weapons aren't really good at the whole stun setting thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure the
variation
police would go, I'm
We
putting
like to
my
call it-
pistol on stun.
We like to call it permanent stun.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah,
Or
but the one
small
thing
Borg.
the Borg can't attack to is projectiles, so perfect.
That's very true.
Hmm.
Well, on a happier note, this fleet is starting to see a lot of couples. We've got Trent and Jal, we've got Argus and Jacenna, we recently got Aaron and Valerian. We've of course have all been following Natty and Kias.
Yeah.
The drama there.
At Jaw's behest.
Stop it. We just put the story down.
I don't know about y'all, but I give that to them. I haven't looked at anything about that.
Well, they're doing well. But you did mention Yolis. So yeah, tell us a little bit about Rorik's wife.
All right, so Commander Yolis Dunsworth, his first officer, and kind of against regulations that I'm guessing, but at the same time, they keep it professional. So most of the time. But it was actually Yolis that managed to help Rorik get where he is right now, personally. I mean, after the incident, throughout the academy, this is all from his point of view. If it didn't help me, it isn't worth it. If it doesn't help me with my personal quest, it doesn't help. It's not worth it. And his personal quest was like vengeance.
Okay.
Against Klingons, but he was 9 when it happened. He turned 9 when it happened, so everyone he knew died that day. So you can kind of see why he makes a personal quest of vengeance.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that
a
makes
rough
sense.
start.
I for a moment there, I thought it was like during his Starfleet career, it was like, vengeance is everything. If you cannot support me, then you are not worth it. Like, wow, that's kind of okay.
That's kind of how he was, although not with the voice, of course. But that's kind of that's how his mindset was. If there was something that won't help him with his personal quest of vengeance, it ain't worth it. But whenever Jaw, sorry, Jaw. Whenever Yolis,
Shaw keeps getting paired off.
whenever Yolis came into the picture,
No comment.
whenever she was assigned to the Liberty Alpha as first officer, she slowly but surely helped him out of that mindset. In fact, heck, he will admit that he wouldn't be where he is today without her.
Well, that's good. It's good that that everybody should have that stabilizing force in their lives. I feel like Jal is certainly that way for Trent. I think
Behind every great captain, there is a good first officer.
that is true. That is true. Well,
And sometimes also a wife.
that usually
I'm
not
glad
the same, but
it usually ain't the same.
well, with that, we're gonna take a break. More Phoenix Files on the way right after this.
Hi there. My name is Yarg, liquidator for the Ferengi Avarice Preservation Society. Every year, hundreds of thousands of interwebbers are lost to the tides of the great material continuum, and that's a fate you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. So don't let your friends of the 5th SRD get washed away. Donate to the Epic Shifter Plan by using the convenient and Latinum tax-free button on the Shifter website. If the Ferengi Avarice Preservation Society gets enough donations, the website will have access to wonderful things, just like expanded image hosting, expanded forums, green worm harvesting tips, group messaging, a complimentary box of Hyperion beetle snuff each month, absolutely no ads, barring the appropriate Frank and our sponsored advertisements, and much, much more. Remember the 263rd rule of acquisition: never allow doubt to tarnish your lust for Latinum. And of course, don't forget to donate. A message from the Ferengi Avarice Preservation Society.
It is time right now for our question of the week segment. Special guest Mortalbound joining us to bring some of your answers. Rorik telling us that his actor that would play his character, Mark Meer from Mass Effect, Shepard. I think that's a good gruff voice. Nice choice there, Rorik.
Quite fitting. Kias gave us a good answer for his title character, would be Quentin Flynn from the Metal Gear series, and he also tossed in that his new character Dwayne would be played by The Rock. Naturally.
Of course, that's a given.
There's no other option there.
Trent said that his character would be voiced by some guy named William H. Macy.
Yeah, I have a feeling not a lot of people actually know who that actor is, unfortunately.
I don't.
Yeah, okay, well... oh, well. More, you said that Voodoo would be played by John Hurt. John Hurt, I think that's a great choice. Very fitting.
I'm sad he didn't say the full name, but all right.
Oh, I'm not even gonna try. Don't
try it.
No way.
Voodoo Ishitaf Kamek.
You got it.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
There we go.
It's taken me a while. And we also got a response from Night Forager. Rakala would be played by one of Battlestar Galactica actress, Katie Sackhoff.
I think that's a good choice. Of course,
that's excellent.
You'd see her in full Cation garb, so...
Yeah, she probably wouldn't be particularly recognizable.
No.
Or would it be CGI?
Probably actually CGI,
That's probably easier. Gluing fur on. A lot of fur.
All right, well, thank you again for your answers as always. And for this week's question of the week, we want to know, how do you think Gherkin will injure himself and when? How soon will it be before he injures himself, and how's he going to do it? To give us your answer, send me a private message on Discord or Shifter. And with that, we'll be back to the podcast in just a moment. Know anyone that deserves recognition for being awesome in the 5th Special Operations Division? Just go to our website, 5thsod.shifter.com, and nominate your choice for Fleet Awards. We'll announce the winners at our upcoming summer event on Ryza. Join us on the Phoenix Files podcast as we come back for the summer better than ever.
We'll have all sorts of new features for you, including some new special segments, new guest speakers, and even a live podcast during our summer festival.
Are you telling me this will be exciting again? Will the Phoenix rise from the ashes? Oh joy, that sounds so fun. I'm on LSD. This is a cat toy.
And now back to the podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to the Phoenix Files podcast. Trent here with Joel, Moltrazon, and Rorik.
Hello.
Yellow.
Hey, that's my saying.
Oh, we have some thievery.
Oh yes, I enjoy taking from people and making it my own.
Red, green,
blue,
yellow,
purple.
Oh, no.
I don't know what we're doing. But yes.
I don't know either.
Moving on to the program here. We got the big lovely news that the next Star Trek Online expansion coming June of this year will be adding the Gamma Quadrant to the game. And, well, I figured that would be an interesting topic to talk about because we've been meandering about these possibilities in earlier episodes.
Yeah, it's exciting. I think the biggest piece of news I think that we got out of everything is that the new expansion is going to feature 10 voice actors, 10 new voice actors from Deep Space Nine. And the Now Visitor will be reprising her role as Kira Nerys. You've got Renee Aubergenois playing Odo, Armin Shimmerman as Quark. I think it's really exciting that they're getting so many awesome people, and those are just who we know. There's more that they haven't announced yet. To me, that's really big because that just makes it all so immersive and fun to play those stories, and almost like you're meeting these characters in real life.
Well, definitely. Plus, the Gamma Quadrant is the one that, at this point, is the most enigmatic one in Star Trek lore and canon, because
Good
we've
point.
seen Alpha, we've seen Delta, we've seen Beta, but we have not yet seen Gamma, though we have heard about it.
Yeah, that's as far as we know. Basically, like secondhand rumors is all we know of the Gamma Quadrant, as far as I know.
Well, the nice thing about that is that it's almost a blank slate for the game developers because they don't have a whole lot to go off of, so they can sort of create this in the form that they want.
The field is wide open.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see some brand new content rather than like versions of old ones.
Indeed, Star Trek Online as it is now, it has lots of it's building on the blocks that has already been built in the series, in various other media like books, but the Gamma Quadrant is still the most unexplored part of all that, and being able to see the real scale of the Dominion is going to be fascinating, because the way it's being described is that they absolutely, well, a bit of a pun, dominate that entire area. I really hope that it is something like, every planet has Dominion ships flying around it. I don't know how devastated they were in the Iconian War, but I just want to see an actual stellar empire, the size of which we have not seen before.
I think, and tying into that, I think it's fun that the expansion will introduce the Jem'Hadar as a playable faction. So then it's not just that they're going to be a species that you can create, but they are a faction now, and so I would assume that would lead to a lot of that kind of content that you're talking about there, a lot more in-depth content on the Dominion.
That would be nice. We know quite a bit about the Federation. We know not as much, but still quite a bit of the Klingons and Romulans. We know we know a little bit of the Alpha Quadrant factions. No, not too much of the Delta Quadrant, but we barely know anything about the Jem'Hadar.
Yeah, I am very curious what that's going to look like as a faction, because the sort of canonical premise of the Jem'Hadar is just get grown and then get some Ketracel white and then go die.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty much all we know.
that's going to be really interesting. I'm sure they're going to have some sort of premise of like things are changing and things are more complicated now, sort of like they did with the Romulans, but that'll be very interesting.
Yeah, it would.
I agree. I think it's going to be really cool to see where they go with that. Also, another interesting note, with this expansion, the level cap is rising from 60 to 65. I'm curious to hear what you guys think of that.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but I like that.
I don't know. I think it depends entirely if that will introduce new ship types, because when you go from 50 to 60, you're gonna get an extra tier. That seems fair, because you went from tier 5 to tier 6. So what is this, tier 6.5?
Well, they have said
Experimental.
the developers. I watched their podcast or their live stream, I should say, question and answer session last week, and they did say that they are not introducing a new tier of ships at this time. So it won't necessarily be a new tier, but I am wondering what we'll get out of that increase. There must be something, some sort of reward or benefit to going from level 60 to 65, but whatever that is remains to be seen at this point.
I think you're
Yeah,
probably looking at new modules, new weapons, new shields, new sets.
Yeah, but I mean, with like after you reach a certain level, that's when you rise and rank. Just I don't think there's anything higher than Fleet Admiral.
Supreme
Yeah, I've been
Fleet
wondering
Admiral.
about that.
Supreme Admiral.
Over Admiral.
I'm gonna make Trent start requiring people call him that. You will call me Supreme Admiral Bayless.
Your supremacy.
Finally, one other thing I do want to mention is that we know there's a lot more, obviously, that we don't know still about this new expansion that will come out in the coming weeks. But and it's hard to believe it's in June. That's not that far from now, so that's really exciting. But one other thing that we do know about now is that the expansion will introduce a new specialization called the Constable specialization. We all know who that's named after, our good friend Mr. Odo. But unlike other specializations in the game, this one is actually going to work for both space and ground. Usually they're one or the other. So I'm curious what you guys think about that. They did release what some of the abilities will be. There's a lot of it is basically based on your skills against your particular opponent, whether that be in space or ground. One ability that they mention here is called Close the Gap, which will increase your movement speed whenever you're facing your enemy. So I'm wondering what you guys think about this new specialization and how helpful it might be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the abilities right now, and some of them are going to be very helpful.
I like that there's a confiscate ability. That's cute.
Yeah.
Cute. It's very cute, yes.
It is. It just makes me think of Odo, like always taking Quark stuff away.
I like the aspect of abilities like confiscate. Your weapons gain a chance to remove buffs from your antagonists. I'm guessing antagonist is something that you then place on a specific enemy, so you have a chance to debuff them, which in the PvP crowd I could sense being an interesting fact. Granted, I don't do PvP a lot, except when I want to see how beefy my ship is compared to that of my fleet mates, but usually that doesn't go very well. As for being a constable, yeah, I mean, I can see why they're doing it, given that Odo was the big reveal in the latest episode. As for working both in space on the ground, is it Commander that increases your HP?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's at least one other that works for both ground and space.
I am only going off of what they say in their article, so I could be wrong, but that's how they phrase it.
No. The difference is that they said every single ability affects both space and ground, as opposed to some being in ground and some being in space.
Jal there to explain everything. Thank you, Jal.
I'll get your technicalities for you.
Gold star goes to Jaw.
Behind every great captain, there's a great first officer.
That's right. That's right. Don't I know that?
Dot your I's and cross your T's.
With that, it's almost time for this episode to come to an end. But as we like to try to do around here every time, we want to end on a crazy note with Canon Rapid Fire. Rorik, are you excited to play Canon Rapid Fire with us?
Yes and no.
That's
I'm
usually
all about
everybody's answer. Yes and no.
I'm more worried
Um,
about trying to convince everyone else that I'm telling the truth.
So the rules are this: everybody will get 30 seconds. You have a topic. We'll take one of those topics, and you have to try and get the other people to guess what your topic is just by using single words. So just use words. Try and get your other people here to guess what it is that you're saying. You've got 30 seconds. Rorik, would you like to start us off?
All right. So,
Okay, here we go. 30 seconds, Rorik, and your time starts now.
all right. So we were talking about them earlier. Grown, the
Jem'Hadar.
new expansion.
There it is,
Huh?
Jem'Hadar.
Oh,
Good job, Molt.
Yeah.
Molt's coming back with a vengeance. Oh.
Vengeance will be mine.
Hashtag Rorik.
Jal. Why I never
What
say
are you
that?
doing?
Jal. I'm sorry.
This is blasphemy.
Hey,
I expect that
I
from
pronounced
Oh
I
my
pronounced
goodness.
auberginois correctly. I have to mispronounce somebody's name.
Apparently,
I'm running
you only
out
have
of
a
names to
quota
say, so
per day
yeah.
of correct
You got a
pronunciations.
Joel, 30 seconds for your first topic, and your time starts now.
Okay, Bajoran, food, snack.
Human flesh.
God, what is wrong with you? I've missed you.
I think Molt
don't
should
know
get
what
the
else to
point
say.
anyway.
2 words.
Time is up.
Hey, that's 3. That's 3 words.
Joomjastic was the correct answer.
Yeah. That was a hard one.
That was a hard one. That's the point. I could throw tough ones in there every once in a while. But Molt, we're gonna give you the point.
Oh,
You
really?
deserve that one. You deserve
Well-
that one.
Yeah, he does.
Oh,
That's pretty-
thank you.
Molt, your
Yeah,
first
watch out for
topic.
it.
Oh man, yeah. Your first topic, 30 seconds, and your time starts now.
Ferengi.
Profit.
Bar.
Corks.
Platinum.
Ferengi working in bar.
Cork. Rom.
You
Not.
got it.
You got
What?
his Quark.
Oh, I
he's
said
making
that.
he's making you work for it.
So mean.
Yeah, I heard Ferengi, then I heard bar. So I thought Latinum. That's what they go after.
That it
That's a
is.
good guess. Good guess. Rorik, your second topic, 30 seconds, and your time starts now.
Klingon, chef, protective of his kitchen.
Gherkin.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go, Gherkin.
Ah! Fleet Cannon's fair game. I love it.
Fleet Cannon is fair game. Way to go, Gherkin. Jal. I almost said your name wrong again. What is wrong with me? Jal.
No, I didn't get you.
30 seconds. Your second topic and your time starts now.
Okay. Bajor. Religion. Leader.
Profits.
Wow.
No, it's not profits.
Oh?
Oh, I guess it's not, is it? Oh, no.
You
you're
gave
right.
me the thing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
Person. Leader. Bajoran.
They.
Priest?
Vedex.
Higher.
time is up. I messed you up, Molt. I'm so sorry. To explain, it was going to be profits, and then I changed it.
Just
And
like
I
how
forgot.
you changed
I
Jal to
forgot that I
Jow.
changed it. Yes, just like I changed Jal to Jow. It was Kai Wynn. Kai Wynn was the correct answer.
Oh,
I'm struggling today. I'm sorry. Wow. Someone
I-
needs
Everyone
to
has their
replace
off
me.
days.
I
They're
disdain Bajor and everything about it, but I actually knew that name. I thought you were looking for her title.
We've got time for one more. Molt, your last topic. 30 seconds, and your time starts now.
Proton.
Captain Proton. Holodeck.
Reverse.
Electron.
Opposite.
Electron.
Proton. Opposite.
Electron.
Opposite of proton.
The light-
The other one.
Antiproton.
There
There
you
we
go.
go.
Electron. You don't have electron weapons.
Well, I'm sorry. I went for real science.
that's what I went to immediately.
Oh my gosh. I think this podcast episode needs to come to an end. We're struggling here.
We're falling apart.
We're falling apart here. Molt, you are our winner. Way to go, Molt.
No, I'm not.
You're not.
I kept track. Jal has 3.
Oh my
I have 2.
You're trying to steal my wins from me, Trent.
Oh
my
goodness. I'm out of here.
Oh
Come
my
on, let's
goodness.
continue.
Well-
This is fun.
Next week, our new host is Molt. He will lead the podcast next week. I am
Trent's retiring.
signing off.
Promotion. Oh yeah.
I thought it would go too
Whoever-
far, but
Whoever won, congratulations to you. You did great.
Just recognize my winning.
Okay, Jal, congratulations.
Oh.
Shots fired.
Get out of here.
I think that's a good note to end on. Rorik, thank you for being on the podcast today. Happy to have you here.
happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, with that, I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to leave, so 3 to beam up.
I tried.